Welcome back to Mount Panorama. The action really hotting up. We did make a solemn promise to you that the HQ would return, and Gary Wilkinson return in force.
Oh, in force indeed. There'd never been so many Kingswoods gathered in one place in the history of the world before. This is the stuff that legends are made of. Let's check out the grid, the top 10 qualifiers for this 4-lap race here at Mount Panorama. And on pole position, Paul Bottomley, driving none other, of course, than the Kingswood. Peter Dane, shares the front row of the grid with him. Second row, Gary Cook and Philip McDonald. Third row, Ray Dickinson and Michael Hibbert. Greg Smith and Shane Cowm share the fourth row, and Stephen Coulter and Laurie Gatt on the fifth row. They're the top 10, but a big field of over 30 cars, including, of course, our own Phil Harrison.
Was sensational in practice yesterday. Any number of them going off at Caltex Chase. So get set for a touch of the Kamikaze Kingswoods. Just under 10 seconds away from the start.
Stalled car sign just went out too. I don't know who it is, but he's got his fingers crossed.
And they're off. You betcha. Peter Dane getting away very quickly there. On the outside, I thought he was going to wrestle them into the first turn. They've got a turn here sometime. Straight over the curve, that's the attack. That's the poor guy who had the problems. Steaming up Mountain Straight now for the first time. You might hear us refer to Phil Harrison during this race. The guy we affectionately refer to as Brutus, our lap scorer and one of our production assistants here. Well, Phil's out in the field today. Car number 70, we'll keep an eye on him.
And he has come to know Caltex Chase rather intimately over the past day or so, Mike.
He sure has, Andy. I think he spent more time beached in there yesterday. He's up and running, qualified about the middle of the field. Peter Dane leads them up the hill for the first time. It'll all start to get a bit messy from here on.
Like a herd of buffalo over the range. The HQs rocking, rolling, leaning on each other is what we've come to expect from these cars. Lapping at about 3 minutes 2 seconds, and I'm sure a lot of Ford fans would be annoyed to know that that's about how fast the Falcon GTs were going around here in about 1967.
Well, the actual qualifying time for pole position was 3:03. The figures I thought were very appropriate. Like a shot out of a gun, these blokes. And they take it very seriously. If you don't believe me, they spend as much as $50,000 getting, restoring and building these cars up to race condition.
I think that's a little out of hand, really. The whole idea was to have a nursery class, and of course, those guys want to spend that sort of money, get away from the rest of the field. That's a little unfortunate. Some of them in, though, for the fun. Tell you what, there'll be a few of them with motion sickness down through the dipper today in the Kingswood. Relatively incident-free so far. Peter Dane leads them on the exit to Mazda Corner. We'll watch them all hurtle through here. A few of them were kissing the wall through here yesterday.
Good run onto the straight vital with these things. They're all pretty much the same. Inside the regulations of Formula 4, these cars are virtually identical. 190 kilometres an hour, flat strap down trot rod. The old Holden Red 202 revving its head off, and they'll swing into the Caltex Chase, I guess, holding their breath.
Yes, they all have a bit of a lurch through there. They're all attacked single file. There's the right-hand kink that leads them down to Caltex Chase. And this is where they all went off yesterday. All spinning out of control here. Well, not all of them, but quite a few of them.
The intention might have been to create a nursery formula, as you put it, Mike, but it's actually brought back a few very competent former touring car and Group E drivers.
Certainly has.
Peter Dane, one of them,
yep,
leading the field at the present time. Gary Cook, I notice, is in there as well.
So they all slither and screech their way through the first lap. Peter Dane still leads them. Paul Bottomley in the metallic green car in second place.
And that's Gary Cook third in the red car.
That's Gary Cook.
And Dane went very, very wide through there. Really did open the gap up for Bottomley.
Blue car's in front of the red car.
Sure is, and they're just attacking the green car. Look at how close.
Not a lot of real estate out there for Cookie. He goes back on the inside. Dane's making that HQ very wide. This is a bit of defensive driving if I've ever seen it.
Only a 4-lapper this. One down as Dane continues to lead them on the approach to Mountain Straight. Now over our speed camera. And the run to BP cutting.
They certainly make the climb look very long, these things.
It takes so long. The exit from BP, running up towards Tooheys turn now. Dane has his hands full here. There's a couple of challenges right on his tail.
If anyone at home is wondering about these cars, they're absolutely stock standard. Leaning on each other as well. Gary Cook and Paul Bottomley side by side across the top. So neither of them's going to give in for McPhillamy.
What's this? Here comes Cook. He keeps it tight.
And the crowd's loving this.
Bottomley had to get two up on the curb to go through. But he picks it back up again. Still second.
I was saying before, these cars are absolutely stock standard. They use the 202 Holden engine, 3-speed gearbox. They're allowed certain concessions as far as safety is concerned. But these are pretty much what you'd find in a carport in an Aussie backyard somewhere.
Be interesting to see whether or not Cook can pass down the front straight. Down Conrod. They'll keep across to the left side of the road. And they are flat strapped there.
Having given our mate Phil Harrison the big build-up, he's slipped from 18th on the grid to be 20th at the end of the first lap. I think his policy is to stay out of trouble, having already incurred the wrath of the stewards yesterday for failing to attend a drivers' meeting.
It hasn't been a profitable week for him. So
$250 fine, plus the $100 it cost him to lodge an appeal.
And $250 to enter for the race. They're really making a working man's sport.
Here comes Paul Bottomley. No space there. Thank you very much. They still haven't touched.
Not yet.
Watch them lurch under brakes here when they both tap. Yep. Oh. Now Cook's going to hit no. I thought that'd be on.
Yeah.
Now he leaves him right in front of the pack.
Wow. Look at that.
Oh. Not the Kingswood.
I don't think I've ever seen a Kingswood light up its rear tyres.
We just saw one do it. And almost nailed one of the guys on the concrete wall as he fought for control of it.
So Paul Bottomley didn't give him a lot of room. Let's have a look at this on the Prima Holidays replay. Comes across, Cook's in there, and thank you very much. So Paul will be a bit upset about that, I'm sure.
The recovery was even better.
Yes, this is even better. Whoops. And the one goes through on the inside and almost catches it as well, but he straightened it out. So Peter Dane continues to lead up Mountain Straight again. Here's the rest of them coming from the exit of BP.
There's Brutus. Phil Harrison, car 70.
And loving it.
Dare I say, flat out across the top of Mount Panorama.
He must have the only one that's got overdrive. Really fills out that suit. Anyway, he's back in 22nd spot, coming down towards the sand trap. The end of Pit Straight, run up the mountain. Good run through there from Cook.
Yeah, and he's got the advantage of the aerodynamic toe. He's tucked right in behind Peter Dane. Might give him an extra 4 or 5 kilometres an hour as they come up toward the corner. But obviously these cars very evenly matched. They've really spread themselves out around Mount Panorama. You would have expected this race to be a bit closer.
Well, I think the cars are pretty even. I think there's a disparity between the capability of some of the drivers.
Getting a little closer this time. Gary Cook behind Peter Dane. Should just tuck in here and try and slip out if he can. Yes.
He's tucked in all right.
He's tucked in, yes. Dane wouldn't be appreciating that. That will in fact have cost him, because Dane has been able to get away. So I think that challenge is finished.
Yes, he's fallen back quite dramatically there, Gary Cook. track in front and behind at the moment. Nary a worry in the world. Just a Sunday drive in the old Kingswood.
It's been quite an effort, really, I guess, for the guys to get them here at Mount Panorama. The 4-lapper today. Some tyre squealing going on there on Peter Dane's car. That wide against the wall, and looks like he is well and truly on his way to a win here today in the 4-lap invitational race. Gary Cook back there in second, and Dane scoots clear going down Conrod Straight. He's certainly the quickest of the HQs here today. Has the quickest.
And I'm sorry to say for Phil Harrison's sake that he needed to finish in 15th place or better to get enough prize money to pay the fine. He's not going to do it.
Out of Caltech's chase, and time to wave to some of his mates. To the end of Conrod, the 4-lap HQ Kingswood trophy race here at Mount Panorama, and it's going to go to a guy who is quite experienced in touring car racing and production car racing. That, of course, is Peter Dane. He'll get across the line first. Gary Cook should be across there for second. And third still in dispute as they go across the line. Checkered flag out for the tail enders to come in. Let's check them out for you. Peter Dane, the race winner. Gary Cook placing in second. Ray Dickinson third. Philip McDonald was fourth. And Paul Bottomley finished fifth.